Determine the area of the triangle formed by the lines x equals to 0, y equals to m1x plus c1, and y equals to m2x plus c2. Okay, let us begin. First, but we'll try to understand the problem graphically. So here we have three lines intersecting at three different points. So let's say L1 corresponds to the line x equals to 0. Then we have the line L2. Now L2 corresponds to, let's say, the equation y equals to m1x plus c1. Now here L1 and L2, we'll suppose that they intersect at the point A. Next, what we'll do, we're going to consider the line L3. So let's say L3 is determined by the equation y equals to m2x plus c2. Okay, so L2 and L3, let's say they intersect at the point B, and then finally we have the line L1 and the line L3 intersecting at the point C. Now as we can see here, clearly a triangle is being formed. We have the triangle with vertices A, B and C. So our goal will be to determine the area of this triangle. Now before doing that, in order to find out the area of the triangle, so here what we'll be doing is find out the coordinates of A, B and C. Now that's a very simple task. To find out the coordinates of each of the vertices A, B and C, we need to solve two of the equations at this time. So that means first, if we want to find out the coordinates of the point A, so coordinates of A, this would mean that we would need to solve the equation for the line L1 and the line L2. So we have line 1 given by x equals to 0 and the equation of line 2, that's y equals to m1x plus c1. So let's do one thing. So if we substitute x with 0, so we get m1 times 0 added to c1, which gives us y equals to c1. So this is going to be the coordinate of point A. So x coordinate is going to be 0. The y coordinate, that is going to be c1. So here we have obtained the coordinates of point A, 0, c1. Next, what we'll do, we're going to find out the coordinates of B. So coordinates of B, so that is going to mean that we need to solve for the equation of the line L2 and the line L3. So what is the line L2? So L2 here is the line with equation y equals to m1x plus c1, and L3 is the equation of the line with the equation y equals to m2x plus c2. Let's do one thing. Let's equate both of the two equations. So we get m1x added to c1, that is going to be equals to m2x added to c2. So we have m1 minus m2 whole multiplied to x, and that is going to be equals to c2 minus c1. So x is going to be equals to c2 minus c1 divided by m1 minus m2. So we have obtained the value of x. Now that we have x, we can substitute x in either of the two equations of the line to obtain the value of y. So let's use the first equation, y equals to m1x. So in place of x, we have c2 minus c1 divided by m1 minus m2. And then we have added to it c1. So let's find out the value of y. So we have a common denominator of m1 minus m2. In the numerator, we have m1 times c2 minus m1 times c1 added to m1 times c1 minus m2 times c1. So here in the numerator, we now have m1 c2 minus m2 c1 all divided by m1 minus m2. So that's the y value, which means that coordinates of point B, that is going to be the x coordinate is c2 minus c1 divided by m1 minus m2, and the y coordinate value, that's m1 comma c2 minus m2 c1 divided by m1 minus m2. Fine. And then finally, we will find out the coordinate of C. For this, we need the equation of L1 and the equation of L3. Okay, so let's find out the coordinates of the point C. For this, we need to solve the equation x equals to 0, which is the line L1, and the L3, which is y equals to m2x plus c2. So y is going to be equals to 0 plus c2, which means we have y equals to c2, and here we can see the 0 comma c2, that is going to be the coordinates of the point C. So now we have the triangle where each of the coordinates of the vertices are known. So here we will find out the area of the triangle ABC. Okay, let's begin by first considering the coordinates of point A. So we have 0, C1 and 1 that goes into the first row of the determinant. Then in the second row, we'll consider the coordinates of point C. So let's consider 0, C2 and 1. And then in the third row, we consider the coordinates of B. So we have here C2 minus C1 divided by M1 minus M2. And then we have in the third row second column, we have M1 C2 minus M2 C1 divided by M1 minus M2. And then we have 1 at the third row, third column. We also need the factor of 1/2. So we now have 1/2. Now what we'll do, we're going to expand it along the first column, the third row first column. So that is going to leave us with, we have C2 minus C1 divided by M1 minus M2. This is going to get multiplied to C1 minus C2. Or in other words, what we have here is C1 minus C2 whole squared divided by 2 times the absolute value of M1 minus M2. So this is going to be the area of the triangle ABC. So this much square units.